Can you guys just imagine? Nigeria is number 3, third in the world. Can you guys imagine? Number 3, third in the world for corrupt worst president. How are we going to say this? This will bring a big slap to all of the Nigerians all over the globe. This will bring a shame and a disgrace to so many Nigerians wherever they go. You know why? Because when they're applying for anything now, they just look at them that if you're, people reason by how you've been raised, where you are from. You understand? Can you imagine? Youth in Nigeria, it's time to step up. It's time to actually step up. That is a shame for a Nigeria to be number 3 in the world for the most corrupt president. And the youth are not talking about it. And all they are talking about is very dark, man. Is hey, this one married this one leave this one, that one now went to marry that one's wife, and that one now went to go and take money and put in this and go and use her money to go and sleep with a man, to go and do this, talking about rubbish things that supposed to be straight. You see why the old folks, all the old gizzards, they laugh at the youth when they see them on internet constituting nuisance. This is the reason why, and that's why they continue to do what they do. Imagine a president that is above 70 is the world's most corrupt number 3 leader. And which country? Nigeria. That is the top country that owns oil, that owns gas, petrol. Now is the country that is number 3, third in the world for what they call corruption. You guys should listen to the video and just tell yourself, youth in Nigeria, grow up. Most lazy youth, grow up. The president that once said that Nigerian youth are lazy. You guys thought it was a whatever. Why will he say that? Why will he? Trust me. When he said that years ago, yes, people blamed him 100%, 80%, 70%. But people like me did not blame him, even 50%. Do you know why? Because he's seen for himself. Where youth are supposed to stand, they don't stand. If they really want to rate the world most corrupt, maybe Nigeria for everyday first. Because the country that is in first, safe, the one that is in second, Kenya, Nigeria don't even do past that. It's sad. And all of you are sitting there, youth that is supposed to stand and say yes is yes, no is no. But when they want to do election and they just give you peanuts, then you are there chanting, yes, number 1, my God, who did that? Come on for road, clear road. And you can't even barely feed after giving you food, drink on that day. Just listen to what's actually happened.
Listicles reflecting on the goods and bads of the past year. One such list was also published on World Leaders to rank the most corrupt one in the year of 2024. 2 African leaders have made it to the top 3 on the list of the most corrupt leaders of 2024. The 2 are Kenyan President William Ruto and Nigerian President Bola Tinubu. The world leaders were ranked by the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, or the OCCRP. Now, the global network of investigative journalists that specializes in organized crime and corruption. Ruto and Tinubu were the finalists for the OCCRP's Person of the Year Award. The top ranked, that is the most corrupt leaders title, was given to former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Kenya's William Ruto was placed second, and Nigeria's Bola Tinubu secured the 3rd spot. Though Bashar al-Assad was ranked number 1, he did not receive the most number of votes. It was the Kenyan president. An unprecedented number of people, more than 40,000, wrote in to nominate William Ruto for Person of the Year in organized crime and corruption. But the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad had the jury's vote, so they placed Ruto in second position. Now, the Ruto government in Kenya has been accused of greed and corruption, resulting in failures in economic policy, health, education, and political instability. Kenya saw a wave of protests last year that began against a controversial finance bill involving tax hikes. The demonstrations snowballed into a wider movement against the Ruto government. The youth-led rallies demanded an end to economic woes and corruption, and also for Ruto to resign. The government's response was swift and brutal, with security forces deploying tear gas, water cannons, and live ammunition, leading to numerous injuries, deaths, and disappearances. A fresh protest has now begun in Kenya against the abduction of government critics. Inspired by the rallies in East Africa's Kenya, youth in West Africa's Nigeria also marched against the Tinubu administration last year. The protests were dubbed "End to Poor Governance," calling out the government graft. At the center of these protests were his controversial economic reforms, which included removing decades-long costly fuel subsidy to save money. Tinubu claimed that these reforms would fix the economy. However, it further burdened Nigerians with skyrocketing inflation and fuel scarcity. The Nigerian President Tinubu has been accused of amassing enormous wealth for himself and his family. He has also faced scrutiny for being a drug dealer in the US in the past. He was also rocked by allegations of certificate forgery shortly after he was inaugurated as the president in 2023. Now, during his presidency, he has faced backlash over his economic policies. Similarly, Kenyan President Ruto has also faced suspension for graft in the past while serving as a minister. As per reports, in the first 6 months of his presidency, he spent more than $11 million on receptions, parties, and other hospitality supplies. Tinubu is also accused of prioritizing his personal luxuries over the welfare of the Nigerian people. Both leaders frequent foreign trips and have come under the spotlight. In fact, they are both known as Africa's flying presidents, as carried on with their foreign visits in luxurious jets while people in their countries suffered under tough economic conditions. So while public outrage grows against them, such reports are only making things worse for the leaders of the two big African economies.